Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today we have Batocera 35. As you guys know, a few days ago I reviewed this, showing the send-in light gun. It was more or less a test on my part. Never had a chance to load up Batocera, but it has full light gun support for the Gunfire IR, aim track, Wee Dolphin bar, send-in light gun, AE light gun, and I think there's also a couple of other devices as well. And so I just remembered I really didn't showcase the full image. This particular image was made by another hobbyist or retro gamer enthusiast known as Retro Lizard. He's been a guest here on the channel several times, and also I believe he also makes arcade units as well. So in today's video review, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this impressive image with full light gun support. I believe the full size of this is 119 gigabytes, and if you do want to get this image, you could download it from one of my affiliate Facebook groups as well. So with that being said, you know what time it is. Let's get into it. All right, so I'm just going to scroll through a number of different systems here. You have a number of games. I believe there's over 111 titles. Some of this is dedicated to light guns, and there are some additional games on here as well. From my understanding, based upon the wiki file and talking to some of the other people, 2 sending guns will definitely work on this if you use MAME. However, if you're using maybe Naomi or Dreamcast or some of the other like Sega Saturn, some of the other console ports, it doesn't work. Now, I do know that this unit will accept and read up to 4 light guns, but again, I haven't tried with any more than 3. I only have 3 currently, but we have PlayStation here. You have a number of different ROMs: Area 51, Judge Dredd, Horned Owl, Resident Evil Survivor. As far as I know, not all of the games on this particular image will work. I have tried some of the ones with Naomi. Well, I know Confidential Mission will work. Let me see if Death Crimson will work. But in order to run this successfully, all you need is either a keyboard or a controller, and then of course you need a light gun. Okay, so as you can see there, it backed out. That one's not ready to go. But a lot of the other games definitely do work on here, and it is pretty fun. Now, if I am using a old Dell PC, you burn this image particularly just like you would any type of RetroPie image. You could use Etcher, you could use SanDisk Writer. I use SanDisk Writer, works really well for me. And in order to load this from a PC, I haven't done a Batocera install tutorial. However, there are other videos out there. But one of the things I personally don't like is that you have to, if you guys are familiar with your PC, when you're logging in, you have an option on your computer to switch between loading Windows by default or logging off on the UEFI, which allows you to use different type of different boot disk to boot. Now, I wouldn't use this on your main computer just to test it out. I would use this on maybe a secondary computer, because I've had problems in the past going into my system BIOS and messing around with that. This happened several years ago, but I know some of the motherboards, their BIOSes are very tricky, and sometimes it can be an issue trying to reboot Windows again once you have changed it, depending upon how many drives that you do have installed in your computer. So here we have Sega Saturn. There's about 4 games on here. You have Maximum Force, House of the Dead, Virtual Cop 2. All of these I can verify definitely work. Then of course you got Mega Drive. You got 1 game in here, Sega Master System. Got a number of different games in here as well. And if you guys have seen some of my Raspberry Pi images, then you are familiar with a lot of these games and what's capable of running. But Virtual Cop 2 and definitely Virtual Cop, since I am using a PC, runs flawlessly. I haven't seen any issues with those. But overall, the team that made this base build did a heck of a job. This is a lot of work incorporating all the different light guns and all of the different configurations on here. As far as I know, there is no way to there probably is, but there is no way to adjust the sensitivity for the sending light gun or the AE or even the Gun 4. I believe Retro Lizard said calibration was a little bit off. I know with the sending light gun you can hold left on the D-pad to kind of get it straightened out, but from time to time it's still not as accurate. Now I haven't had any time to fully go through the back end of the build. I do believe that's where all the software and all the config files are loaded. You would have to log in through WinSCP or log in over the network in order to see the additional files, but you're not able to go into your settings here and adjust any of those settings. All right, so let's go into MAME really quickly. We'll see how many games are on this. All right, we got Alien 3. We got Alien 3: The Gun World. This is a noticeable favorite. All right, we're not gonna, spend any time with gameplay. We definitely know this can run. Yeah, these are all the main games here. You guys are familiar with a lot of these. This was a little different, a little newer typically to the set. You usually won't find this on a RetroPie image as far as Big Buck Hunter. You got Born to Fight. You guys have seen some of these other ones here. You got Chiller. That's a pretty cool one. All right, so let's take a quick look at some of our options. For those of you who aren't familiar with Batocera, these are some of the options that you have here as well. And another thing is too, when you guys set this up, this may be defaulted to your PC speaker, so you want to make sure that you go into your audio profile settings and change the audio from the PC and have it coming out through your HDMI port. If you guys watched my last video, I didn't get a chance to change it at that time. The audio was broadcasting or outputting through the PC speakers, but if you want to have it come through your HDMI port so the sound can output through your TV, this is an easy fix. You could just go straight to your settings and have it output through there as well. But this is just a quick look at the output interface settings here. You can also switch your video mode and also your emulators. Everything here is pretty much already set up for you. You don't need to do anything. In fact, let me put this back on auto. There. Leave that alone. And let's back up. Let's go back in here to the game settings. So you have your game settings here. You got video mode. You got your AI game translation. You have net play settings. I've never seen anybody use a Batocera for net play, but should be possible. I know you can do that through RetroArch as well. Again, I haven't gone through the back end to see everything that's fully loaded on here in all the configurations. And then of course you have your controller settings. Everything should be pretty much defaulted for you to work. And I've also been informed that if you are using two light guns, typically you will need to have two controllers and two light guns for them to work correctly, or you could use two light guns and two USB keyboards. You guys are familiar with the ones you can buy on Amazon that have the mouse inputted, and then of course you have the little mini wireless keyboard, so those will work as well for easy navigation. Here we have some more user interface settings. Just quickly go through these. Game collection settings. So for those of you familiar with RetroPie, I think this will be an easy transition for you as another alternative front end to use. It has a lot of the flair for Emulation Station. Obviously it's using Emulation Station, but the layouts here are a little bit different. I believe it has a little bit more options here on the front end, just a little different, but if you are familiar with it, you'll be right in the saddle and just jump into this in no time. You have your system and volume. You have your music volume settings here. You could turn the front end music on or off. You have your network settings. We're currently not plugged into anything. Has a built-in scraper. updates and downloads, which you really don't need to, you know, mess with unless you want to go ahead and add a few things. And then of course you have your system settings again. But all in all, this is a very fun alternative image to RetroPie. I mean, the teams and also the image maker have spent a lot of work working on this, and honestly, I'm really happy with it. I mean, it's something definitely new for the community to have an image that's pretty much 98%, almost 100% plug and play compatibility with all the light guns that are out there. I'm not sure if all of them have been tested. I haven't tried Dolphin. It should work because a Dolphin bar is just a basic mouse. I know there will have to be some configurations going on as far as calibration if you plan on using the AE light gun. If you guys could watch the previous video I have for this, we do also have it working as well. But I will leave a link in the description of this video to Retro Lizard's channel. He has a few tutorials and reviews on this as well. But with that being said, like and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you join my Facebook groups and also comment on the video. I like to talk to and, you know, answer questions for those of you that may have questions. But keep in mind, I did not make this build. I did not make this image. So if you're asking some more technical questions as far as how this works, primarily I will not be able to answer that for you because I had no part or take in making this. But this is all pretty fun, and I'm sure the community in the retro gaming would love something like this. But that being said, I will catch you guys later. This is KDK Kildiken. Peace out and bye-bye.